Mel? What's the matter, dearest Mel?
Oh, I think she's sick with the ellipses.
Mel, what's the matter, dearest Mel? Where have you been? Mel?
I'm so sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Will you ever be able to forgive me?
Dearest Mel?
I never meant for this to happen. I'm so sorry. Please, I'm begging you to forgive me. I'm begging you.
Were you not able to get my medicine? Is that what you're crying about? It's not that big a deal, Mel. I'm just fine, honest. I'm alright.
Thanks. Dad is especially fucked up. Then his little doll says she's okay, and then he's okay. I wanted to forget everything. I wanted to forget about my involvement, about the horrible things I caused to happen. But whenever I laid down to go to sleep, I heard her screams, Morgana's animalistic howls. I saw her cottage, blood splattered everywhere. I felt her severed arm, still warm in my hands. From that day on, what sleep I got was hardly restful. Nellie probably didn't notice anything through her feverish haze, but I'm willing to bet I looked like hell. Praying time would cause the memory to fade. I stared, looking for I started looking for doctors again. Instead of clinging to a miracle, I would try to have Nellie's sickness cured by the way normal people did. At some point, though, all that money I'd been given started running low. If I'd thought about it for 2 seconds, I would have seen it coming. But I hadn't exactly been frugal in my attempts to find a cure for Nellie, nor had I been especially concerned about money before she fell ill. I was so used to living like an aristocrat, and I hadn't succeeded in breaking those old habits. Which left me with only one thing I could do for Nellie: be with her, day in and day out. Every day that passed, I lost a little more hope. If I couldn't do anything and Nellie died, I would be utterly alone. And that was what scared me more than anything. The nightmares were eating away at me, leaving me with nowhere to run. And if I didn't have someone there with me, I wouldn't have been able to hold myself together. After 3 or so days of me sitting by Nellie's bedside, hardly moving, there was a knock at the door. Who's there? Who is it? Open the door, unless you want me to kick it down. My suspicion was correct. I couldn't think of anyone else who would come visit. But what I didn't know was why he had come back. I don't want anything to do with you. Oh my, you're slurring my words. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Open the door. Leave me alone, please. I want nothing to do with anything you're doing. Open the door. No, I'm not letting you in for any reason. Okay then, I'll break it down. Don't! My sister's inside, sleeping. I don't need you waking her up. Then open it. What do you need? I did everything you asked me to already. What happened to the witch's arm? I threw it. I threw it away. You really think I was going to keep that? A person's arm?
Mel, what's going on? Do we have a visitor?
Nellie,
I should get them something to drink.
don't worry about it, Nellie. You get some sleep, all right? Can we go outside? I'd really rather not talk in here. Fine by me. So that's your sister. Explains why you look so much alike. That's none of your damned business! You wanted the miracle blood to cure your sick sister, did you not? And you're telling me you threw the arm away. Are you interested in getting more blood? What? We're taking the witch's blood, turning it into a medicine, and selling it through the church. Selling it? You're doing business in a house of worship? No, I suppose we're technically giving it away. But we're asking for tithes, so really it's the same thing. I'm not from this land, so to me, it looks no different than a business. But the people here, they see it as charity. The Lord says if you'll assist us, He'll provide you with the medicine we're making. The Lord? Why? Why would the Lord be? Hell if I know. Because it seems like good money. So, will you help us? You're gonna make me get my hands dirty for you again? I can't. No, not again. Oh, right, I forgot to mention one detail. You don't have a choice this time. Huh? You know about the miracle blood, which means we can't let you go unattended. If you say no, I have permission from the Lord to kill you on the spot. Why? So, will you help us? Or will you die here? What was the right thing for me to do then? Should I have fought back and died? Should I have tried to run? Should I have taken my own life? I'm sure you've heard enough to know by now that I'm a weakling, a pushover. I didn't have the spine to do anything but agree to meet with the Lord. He told me about the mansion, and he gave me one of a set of 3 keys. I wanted so badly to get rid of the key, but with that man's shadow constantly hanging over me. I keep saying hanging in similar words. I keep slurring them. With that man's shadow constantly hanging over me, I couldn't bring myself to do it. Not when I could be the next one to end up losing a limb or 2. There was no way I could have disobeyed them. And that's everything that happened 6 months ago. Every day since I arrived here, I've brought Morgana's breakfast and supper. She doesn't say anything, but I saw it in her eyes the first time I stepped through that door. How could you do that to me? I've never looked her in the eyes since, because I'm too afraid of what I might see in them. And that is how I ended up here.
So he was threatened. He didn't actually want to cause Morgana harm.
That doesn't excuse what he's done, though. See, what did I tell you? I'm not at all the brother you thought I was. Mock me, ridicule me, call me worthless, a coward, a terrible person. Go on, what are you waiting for?
But you were threatened, Mel. He said he would hurt me, and hurt you. That's the only reason you went along with him. You didn't do anything wrong, dearest Mel. The other man is the bad guy, not you. You did the best you could. You didn't have a choice. That terrible man forced you to do everything.
Nellie.
You didn't do anything wrong, dearest Mel.
No, I didn't. I didn't do anything wrong. I had no other choice. What did I see recently? Really recently that had that line constantly. I recently caught up on the Vinland Saga manga, and my god, brilliant work. That's not true. That's not true. All you're doing is closing your eyes. You mustn't coddle yourself. What was I supposed to do then?
Don't be mean to my Mel.
Did you really do the best you could? Did you even once try to do something about the situation, as hopeless as it may have seemed? Could you not even conceive of any other options? Could you not have come up with something else to say at Morgana's house? Something that might have given her even the slightest clue she was in Something that might have given her even the slightest clue she was in danger. But when she opened the door, did you do anything? Did you even so much as attempt to stop him? My legs were shaking so bad, I couldn't move. There's no way I could have stopped him. Then at the very least, you shouldn't have fled. You should have stayed and told her the truth. That you weren't there willingly, and maybe she wouldn't have felt so utterly betrayed. But he was there. You think I could have actually stayed there with him? Not a chance. And it's not like Morgana would have... She opened the door because she trusted you. She isn't the easiest person to read, but she was opening up to you. And what did you do with that trust?
Stop it. Please, you've made your point. It's not all Mel's fault either. If anything, he's a victim. He was just trying to protect me.
Were you listening to anything he said, Nellie? You were not Mel's first priority. He did what he did for his own sake. Well, what did you expect me to do? Pull courage I don't have out of thin air? What's so wrong with self-preservation? There was nothing I could have done to stop him. I'd love to see you to try to do it any better. I'd love to see you try and do any better. That's not good. I'd love to see you try and do any better. Then maybe you'll understand how scared I was, how little I could have done. It must be nice to be an outsider, to talk about my experiences like you know anything, analyze my decisions, go on about what I should have done. You don't have a damned clue how terrifying it all was. How I felt having to go through it. Oh yeah, you're right. It sure would be the courageous thing to do to sacrifice your life for someone else. But you know what? People like that only exist in stories. Except you don't actually understand that. You just want me to be... You just want to give me crap for not being perfect. Do you want my pity? Is that all you want? If I tell you I feel bad for you... Oh, what? If I tell you I feel bad for you and oh, how hard it must have been, will that satisfy you? Do you not want to know what you can do now? What's even left to do? Nothing I do is going to make her situation any better. It won't make her arm come back. All is not yet lost. Was that a typo? Because it did not show Nellie on screen. Open your eyes. Take a good long look inside yourself. Think about what you can do. Stop sitting on your hands telling yourself it's too late. There's still time to make a difference. You just have to commit to act. I don't think you're an especially bad or cowardly person. I think you're an ordinary young man. It might sound like I'm telling you to do the impossible. But soon, the time will come when you must make your choice. When you must stand up and take some responsibility for what you've done. No one's childhood lasts forever. The good days are long behind you, before you even realize they've passed. When faced with the consequences of your actions, you should not have turned and run, but held yourself accountable. It is perhaps a disproportionately large burden for you to bear, but it's fast approaching, and you need to make a decision. Yeah, not everything can be fair. Your response to your actions, sometimes you have to just suck it up and accept that it's gonna be more work than, more trouble than perhaps it's worth. In terms of like karmic fairness, but you know, that's just the way things are. Find your courage. Set Morgana free. Mel. But even if I open the door for her, it's too little too late. She'll never forgive me after. Is her forgiveness the reason you should act? No, it's penance for what you've done to her. Atonement for your sins. Whether she forgives you or not is beside the point. The question on the table right now is whether you are going to do the right thing. And what about her blood? Without Saint's blood, Nellie won't.
You don't have to worry about me, dearest Mel. My life isn't so important that I want to take someone else's away to keep it. I'll think about what I can do to help too. It's partially my fault after all. So please, Mel, set the Saintess free.
Your quiet life is built on a foundation of lies. And I know that by now, you've realized there's no value in a life like that. You wanted to do something about this. You sought salvation.
Salvation? But who would give it to me?
I already told you I would.
But why?
Because I promised you.
And you expect me to believe that?
Yes. If you choose to sit here and wallow in your regret, there's no going back. Now is your only chance to make a change. Mel.
All right. I'll help you set her free. Dearest Mel. I knew all along that was what I needed to do, but I could never bring myself to act on it. There was no way I could accomplish anything alone. I'm basically helpless on my own. Everything about this is so completely outside anything I've had to deal with before. So I had no way of having any idea what I was supposed to do about it. God can be pretty cool. God can be pretty cruel. Why would he force a boy like me to make such a difficult choice?
Yes, he can be. You were made to be part of a more normal... Wait. You were made to be part of a more normal, a less tumultuous world. But you've come too far to go back to that. So the least you can do is change the world you're in now.
Yeah. I doubt I need to remind you. But you can't get in with only my key. You need all three, and the other two. They don't feel an ounce of remorse. Taking their keys won't be easy.
Easy or not, we have to get them. And I'm sure there's a way. There must be.
Just so we're clear, you're not going to overpower them. The guy with the sword's much stronger than you. Fart, and he knows how to use a blade. And he's the Lord's bodyguard, so you're not getting near the Lord either. Even the two of us together wouldn't stand a chance against him. You seem pretty weak from the looks of you. Who knows, maybe I am stronger than you.
God, I really do want to hit this boy.
Deep breaths, Michelle, deep breaths.
There must be some way we can get their keys. I know they both have people they're close to.
Huh? People they're close to?
We can talk about that later. Now that you've made your decision, talking with me isn't your top priority, is it?
Mel. Nellie. I'm sorry for involving you in all this. And I'm really sorry for being, well, what I am. I'm no prince, that's for sure. You always were my prince, though, dearest Mel. You did your best to be the brother I wanted you to be. Honestly, I adored the way you fawned over me. All that affection just felt so good. What?
It made me feel like I was special, important. Having someone to care for, to pamper, it was empowering. That's the kind of guy your brother is. If someone else, some other girl, were ever to show up and call me her prince, say she loved me, I would probably try and act like a prince for her too.
Why would you say that?
Because all this, it's been so hard on me, such a huge weight on my shoulders that every so often I would think, just how much easier would it be if I could get rid of her? If Morgana was just a regular girl, not a saint or a witch or any of that, just a pretty girl about my age, she might have been the one getting all my attention instead of you. That's who I am.
That's not you, dearest Mel. You're just beating yourself up. Maybe you would have chosen her over me, but that wouldn't make you any less of a kind man.
How can you say that after everything I just told you?
Because, Mel,
Tell me how despicable I am, Nellie. I'm not the brother you once adored. I'm not the brother you once adored anymore, am I?
You're not what I thought you were. But you're still my one and only brother. That will never change, no matter what kind of person you become. It was wrong of you to try to make you into my prince, Mel. I should have done my job as your one and only sister in the whole wide world. Been there to help you as much as you helped me. I kept pushing my fairy tale fantasies onto you. And you did your best to live up to them. And I ended up forcing you to pretend to be someone you're not.
That's not true, Nellie. I enjoyed feeling idolized.
But you knew it couldn't last forever, didn't you? I should have been beside you, not looking up at you. I let you coddle me. I let myself indulge in your love. I thought everything would be all right as long as you kept telling me how adorable I was. They were like magic words to me. I kept my eyes shut.
Okay, this part is a little bit, speaking of indulgent, this is a little bit too much, I think.
Mel, starting today, I'm going to do my best to be your sister. I'm all done holding you to fairy tale ideals. I won't make you pretend to be a prince for me anymore. And I won't try to be your princess either. I'm just going to be your little sister. So get back on your feet and stand tall, dearest Mel. I know you'll probably have to pay for what you've done when we get I know you'll probably have to pay for what you've done when the Saintess goes free. And I know I'll probably cry about it for days. But I won't regret making the decision.
Well, I don't know what to say. I wasn't expecting you to handle this so maturely. You're putting your big brother to shame, Nellie.
Mother once told me that girls grow up faster than boys.
She was right about that. Thank you, Nellie, for accepting me in spite of the awful things I've done. And for having me as your brother.
You're quite welcome, dearest Mel.
See, that ending bit was good, but there was just a bunch of fluff in the middle that was very easy to intuit. Ah,